States, all of that is for naught. And that's what this memorial, that's what this building is representing here in Greenwood County. You know, veterans represent about 4.5% of the American population. Here in South Carolina, it's about 10% of the population. Here in Greenwood County, it's even more. And there's a reason behind that. It's because we as a community recognize what is important. It's not just about our veterans, but it is about the tie between our veterans and our great community. So Colonel Dominic, Sergeant Bolt, all the organizers, our congressional delegation, our state delegation, our county, city, the people of Greenwood, our organizations, our Boy Scouts are the future of our leadership, our ROTC, the future. All of us have come together to recognize the contributions of our veterans from the beginning of this country. And the beginning of this country for us here in South Carolina was in 1670, when South Carolina was formed, when the first militia went forward and defended the colony, and later the Continental Army, later the Navy, the Marines, the Coast Guard, the Air Force. But throughout all of that, it has been the tie with the community that has made us great. I look out at the Soldier Memorial. Unfortunately, I've seen that a couple times too many. We never forget our people. If you go into this building today, you see a representation showing the contribution of our veterans. When I talk to our families, when I talk to our injured veterans, when I talk to all of our veterans, it's about remembering. It's about remembering how we got here. We should never be ashamed of our heritage. We were not always right, but somehow we figured it out and we finally got it right. And we will make mistakes again, but we will get it right again. So we should always remember. Remember back to our beginnings. Remember back to how humble we were and how humble we should still be. It is because of the sacrifices of the men and women that have made this nation, the sacrifices of our veterans, that we enjoy our freedom today. But it is so much that great tie between our country, our communities, our states, our veterans, and our people. God bless all of us. Again, thank you, Greenwood, for recognizing what's important. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Memorial Plaza has 3 phases of honor: past, present, and future. Today, representing the past, Mr. Louis Bobby, United States Navy, World War II. He is currently here today at the age of 101 years old. Also representing the past, Mr. Jesse Word, United States Navy, World War II. He is currently 92 years old. Representing the present, Second Lieutenant Lawrence Williams, Second Lieutenant Michael Harris Jr., representing the future, the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts. If Town and Country will come down and loosen the rope for us. Are we ready, Mrs. Burke? All right. At this time, I'd like to ask the past, present, and future, please unveil our centerpiece. Mrs. Yarborough. this time, please take your seats. At this time, lieutenants, post.
I'm about to administer the oath to Lieutenant Williams, and we want to do this in front of this crowd. First off, it is a public oath that this lieutenant is making to the people of South Carolina, the people of the United States, but it's also an oath that the majority of the people in this square have taken at one time or another. I encourage you to listen to the words, remember the oath that you've taken. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your full name. Having been appointed a lieutenant in the Army of the United States.
Having been appointed lieutenant in the Army of the United States.
And in the State Army National Guard of the state of South Carolina.
And the State Army National Guard of the state of South Carolina.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
And of the state of South Carolina.
And of the state of South Carolina.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without mental reservation.
Without mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties.
Of the office to which I'm appointed.
Of the office to which I'm appointed.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, General. Congratulations, young lieutenant. Please be seated. Folks, when you look at our monument, you'll see words carved on our base. The most important word, God, country, duty, courage, sacrifice, and family. These are words that have made this the greatest nation in the world. When you look at the base of our flagpole and our national colors, you see the famous words of the 35th President, John F. Kennedy. His quote, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." These are words all Americans should never forget and should live by daily. At this time, I'd like to tell everybody here that Congressman Duncan and the Senator, thank you for all you do for us at the national level and for our veterans. You've been there for us forever. Thank you. Thank you very much for what you do. For the South Carolina delegation, you've been a true supporter for the veterans in this plaza, this building. Thank you for what all of you do. Thank you very much. County Council of Greenwood, I'd like you to stand at this time if you would. Greenwood County Council. I'd like to thank the Greenwood County Council for doing a really important thing, for giving me the privilege to bring this building back to life, and for your continued support of our veterans. Thank you. Thank all of you. Greenwood City Council, I'd like to ask you to stand, please. I'd like to thank all of you for your continued support of our veterans, and most importantly, this Memorial Plaza. Thank you. Was Mrs. Odell able to make it today? Mrs. Billy Odell, we asked her to be here. I don't think she made it today, but I just wanted to say that I'd like to thank my boss, Senator Billy Odell, who's looking down from heaven. Thank you, boss. The last thing I'd like to do is ask everybody who's in uniform or is a veteran, please stand. I'd like to thank all of you for allowing my staff and myself to work for you. And most importantly, I'd like to thank you for the sacrifices and the service you have made to this great nation. Who? Thank you. Mr. John McRaven.
Kerry, I know that the last thing you're looking for is recognition, but we want you to come forward today and stand up here. And it's no coincidence that both houses of the General Assembly independently prepared resolutions for you to honor you for what you have done here in Greenwood County and for this Senate. And I want to say that the members of the General Assembly by this resolution honor and recognize Kerry Bolt, Greenwood County Veteran Affairs Officer, for his service to the veterans of Greenwood County and commend him for his contributions to the opening of the new Greenwood Veterans Affairs Office on May 19, 2017. We want to thank you.
Also, Kerry, we have a resolution from the Senate introduced by Senator Gambrell and myself to recognize you, which basically said the same thing. But the last, it said, the members of the South Carolina Senate, by this resolution, honor and recognize Kerry Bolt, Greenwood County Veteran Affairs Officer, for his service to the veterans of Greenwood County and commend him for his contributions to the opening of the new Greenwood Veterans Affairs Office and Plaza. Giving us name, we just want to thank you and congratulate you, Kerry.
This is all about the American fighting man and woman and all of our veterans. This is for you. Please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sir. Senator Scott wasn't able to be here, but he did send a representative. Thank the senator. Thank you very much for remembering us. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take and say I thank all of you for coming today. God bless all of you for being here. And I'd like to close with the most famous words anybody can say. God bless the United States of America. Thank you. I know you're hot. Come in for refreshments. We got cool air and refreshments for everybody. Thank you.